Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, folks, wherever you are. Welcome back to M1 Racing and what is going to be the grand finale of Season 4 of the G-Force Racing League. What a season it has been. My name is Mark and I'm going to be your host for the next hour and a half or so as I talk you through all the events that are going to come our way in Brazil very, very shortly. If you're new to us here on M1 Racing, first time visiting the stream, very good to have you with us. Don't forget to hit that follow button and say hi in the Twitch chat. You'll need to have a verified email and then you should be able to talk to me, and it'll be great to have you here. Thanks very much for spending some time with us on a Wednesday. I'm sure we'll get some regular viewers also popping in throughout the course of today's stream. Well, without any further ado, for one last time in Season 4, we will get the thoughts of M. Dorling with his weekly Dorling's GFR Digest.
Dorling's GFR Digest.
Last week, we visited Spain for the penultimate round of Season 4 in the G-Force Racing League, and it did not disappoint. We had some edge-of-your-seat racing, brilliant strategy calls, and we also crowned our Season 4 champion. Let's take a look at how our drivers fared and look forward to the season finale in Brazil on Wednesday evening. Gareza is now firmly established as a driver consistently fighting for podiums and victories. They had a race-long fight with Tom and made a bold but brilliant call on their strategy that saw them take the win in Spain. With momentum on their side, we go into the season finale with Gareza perhaps favourite for yet another win. SS7 had an up and down race last time out in Spain, an early stop for hard tyres, producing what looked to be a great call, gaining a big undercut on their rivals and lining them up for a promising podium result. Come the checkered flag, this was sadly not to be. However, SS7 showed fantastic speed and will carry this forward for what should be a strong circuit for them in the final race of the season. Just as SS7 did, Jakob pitted early for hard compound tyres and looked set to take victory once all the stops had played out. In the end, Jakob finished in P4, earning more than enough points to take the championship crown for Season 4. A hard-fought but well-deserved title for this driver who has consistently improved in each season. Jakob will be looking to close out the season on a high and carry that momentum into Season 5. So we look forward to seeing what they can do in the final race. Jaguar had a bit of an off week by their own high standards of late. However, they still finished in a point-scoring position and will be looking to propel themselves back up the grid for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Obo looked to have kept themselves in contention for a podium fight last time out in Spain, pitting for hard tyres alongside SS7 and Jakob and maintaining the DRS to their rivals. Simply put, differing strategies drop them down the grid slightly, but they can hold their head up high and look forward to the season finale on Wednesday evening.
Tom 1998.
Tom, alongside Gareza, produced a stunning drive in the Spanish Grand Prix with a brilliant call on their strategy, pitting late for softs and driving away into the sunset with Gareza to bring home a very strong P2 finish. Tom's race in Spain was sadly his last here at GFR, for a while at least, as he takes a break from league racing. We very much hope to see Tom back on track in the future and wish him all the best. Emil delivered yet another point-scoring result and certainly seems to be getting to grips with this year's game. He is showing some very strong pace, not only in our Elite League on Wednesdays, but also in our Ironman series on Sundays. Emil will look to finish Season 4 on a high and come back strong for Season 5. We look forward to seeing this driver's continuous progression up the grid. Goat's championship hunt ended last time out in Spain, with an unfortunate visit to the scenery. Goat has incredible speed and will be looking to make amends in the season finale setting up what will be yet another thrilling title fight for Season 5. MACT produced a great qualifying and was all set to press on in the race until a collision on lap 1 left them with a lot of work to do. Slowly but surely they found themselves back into podium contention and crossed the line with a hard-fought and well-deserved P3. MACT has announced they will be relinquishing their full-time seat here at GFR to pursue their all-important real-world career goals. Just as with Tom, GFR would like to wish MACT all the best and hope to see the MACT GFR legacy continue in the future.
M1 Righty.
Just as with MACT, M1 produced a stunning qualifying lap and was all set for the race. They too, however, found themselves playing catch-up. But once we got to the business end of the race, M1 had clawed their way back to the podium positions. A hard-fought battle saw them finish the race strong, but a lap 1 penalty unfortunately resulted in their final position being somewhat lower than they were hoping for. M1 is a well-established driver here at GFR, and we hope to see them back on track for the season finale in Brazil. Gio improved on their qualifying to end up in a well-deserved points finishing position. It is no small feat to go up against our elite league drivers here at GFR, so they can hold their head up high and will be looking to continue their good performance on track in Brazil. This week we head over to Brazil for the final round of Season 4, a track that is likely to be well known to our drivers. We wish our drivers all the best for Wednesday's race, and if you are watching this for the first time and perhaps fancy taking part, please do follow the link to our Discord and social channels and come and be part of the one-of-a-kind G-Force Racing League. Let's go racing!
Dawlings GFR Digest.
Well, my huge thanks once again to M Dawling for putting those words together. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with M Dawling and Obo over this last season, putting those together. The audio-visual experience as well as the words are all a massive element of teamwork in that. So my thanks to those guys for helping bring that to you every Wednesday. We've been posting them on the YouTube channel for the last 9 weeks now, would you believe? And they're getting a great reaction. So please do head over to the YouTube channel, grab the link to what is now the Dawlings GFR Digest podcast, and add that to your weekly listening during each season. Hopefully we'll keep something along those lines going into Season 5. So that was M Dawling's thoughts from last week, and these are the results from the penultimate race of Season 4 in Spain. Go back and watch the stream from last week, folks. Grazer and Tom battle at the front was brilliant, and as M Dawling was saying, the strategy that they picked was very aggressive, but it really worked. Mediums to softs, and no one could get anywhere near them. So Tom also getting fastest lap last week, but Grazer getting another victory in G-Force Racing, and we'll show you in a moment what that did to their finishing position. MACT came home in third in the end. They had a coming together with M1 Righty right at the very first corner of lap 1, but they clawed their way back into third spot. M1 Righty did actually stand on the podium last week, but that unfortunate penalty shifted them a bit further down the finishing order. What was most significant, though, is that Decives, Jakob, as you'll see on the screen when we go racing live very shortly, secured just enough points to make sure that they were Season 4 champion. And we'll be celebrating with Decives a little bit later on this evening with a bit of luck. Obo came home in 5th. Decives' teammate, SS7, came home in 6th. Very important for the Constructors' Championship. We thought last week that they may have done enough, but they haven't quite yet. So we'll have a look at the standings in the Constructors very shortly. M1 Righty finishing 7th there, Emeleki in 8th. And then the two Williams of Jaguar Report and a new driver to GFR, Gio, who not a bad account of themselves at all last week, was not massively off the pace, and I'm sure they've got a little bit more pace to come. Unfortunately, Goat Ghostie's championship challenge petered out a little bit towards the end of the season, but very much due to them attempting no line around Spain, also having recently shifted to a wheel, was always going to be a bit of a gamble, but we've absolutely enjoyed having Goat with us again this season, and one to watch out for. We do hope we can convince Goat to stick around for another season. Brilliant driver, and hopefully he'll be back for next season. So what did that do to the standings? Well, there you go. Decevez way out in front on 170 points. Our champion for Season 4 will be in the Hall of Fame alongside other great names like Predestinato and M1 Righty as the champion of Season 4. Huge congratulations to Decevez, and hopefully a bit of a lap of honour here in the final race of the season. Goat is there on 125 points, but I don't think Goat is racing today. So there's an opportunity for M. Dorling and even potentially Gareza to steal that second spot in the finishing order. So watch out for M. Dorling and Gareza. Maybe an outside chance for Obo as well to get up into one of those top 3 positions. Very tight between M. Dorling, Gareza and Obo. We, as you heard from M. Dorling, no more Mac T, sadly, with GeForce Racing for the foreseeable future, at least. But we do hope Mac T will be back. They are going to stay there on 99 points. SS7 there on 87. Not the greatest of seasons for them, it has to be said, this year, but or this season. But expect them to go well. And obviously Mercedes looking to nail on that Constructors' Championship for Season 4. Tom 1998 been very impressed with them. Unfortunately, they're stepping away as well, but 77 points for them in the few races that they've driven with us. Very impressive. Jaguar Paw, probably one of my drivers of the season. I've been impressed how Jaguar Paw has come along these last few races. Jaguar Paw, I believe, is with us this week as well, so very good to have them with us. Pankadelek, we said goodbye to this season as well. Very strong driver, off to do different things, but we're grateful for their time with us. They finished on 71 points. M&D Hammer's got 59. Daddy Tonk, who I think you'll see on the screen now with a slightly different name, but we'll introduce you to Daddy Tonk when we get out on track. Hoping M1 Righty is back with us this week. 21 points for them so far this season, but they've literally only been in 2 races, and one of those was a podium finish. Mr. Hannes there on 14. Mr. Hannes recovering from an operation earlier in the season. We do hope to have Hannes back in the not too distant future. Emeleki, watch out for Emeleki. I think Season 5 is going to be very interesting for them. Really picking up some pace now. KKE on 10. Big Tonk is starting to score points. Daddy Tonk's fellow teammate in Ferrari, they're on 10. Riotech Gamer on 9. David Savat on 8, and Jacquemus there on 6. There is a handful of reserves who have points but just fall off the bottom of that top 20. So Drivers' Championship is done, but Constructors is not quite. Mercedes there on 265 points, 224 for McLaren. But if we've only got one McLaren out, I don't know if we've got any McLarens out tonight, Mercedes will walk away with the Constructors' title today. But Aston Martin looking to steal that second place from McLaren. And it's been a very good season for Aston Martin. Great team with M. Dorling and Obo working together. Watch out for both of those drivers in Season 5. I could see one of them stealing the Season 5 championship. Williams there on 147. That should not Alfa Romeo, of course. Old graphics from SS7 there, but that'll be Sauber on 127. Largely thanks to Tom and Gareza adding to that points haul. Alpine on 88, Red Bull on 77, Ferrari on 39, Haas on 34, and AlphaTauri on 2. So we're going to go into the final race of the season in Brazil. Sit back and relax and enjoy this one, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. The pressure is off for a lot of our drivers, and we're looking forward to this one. So I will see you the other side of this one. SS7 goes with them. It's wheel to wheel as we head down towards Vale. 3 cars wide coming down the strip. Alright folks, let's go racing. All right, folks, here we are in a wet Interlagos. Now, we were only saying just the other day with some of our drivers that we haven't seen rain for quite some time. Actually, I don't think we've had any this season at all in G-Force Racing. Well, we've got it here today. Oh, I think we did have a touch of rain in Canada, maybe. But yeah, we have definitely got rain here today. That's going to mix it up. Hey, Monty, I can see you in the Twitch chat, and I can also see you in the pit lane as well. So go well today. I may have Toby and Monty, if you wish to join me in the commentary box once you've finished racing, but I do want to keep you out on track and enjoy this one. Final race of the season, and we get the added benefit of a touch of rain to keep things interesting for us around what is one of my favourite circuits on the F1 calendar here in the Interlagos circuit, just outside Sao Paulo in Brazil, as we see Emma Leckie looking to grab onto the rear end of their Red Bull as they find their way around what looks like a very wet track, actually. Certainly getting that way. Inters for Emma Leckie as they look to set a fastest time here, try and get themselves at least on the board for a qualifying time. So yeah, it's wet here, and this could be interesting. A lot of our drivers will do most of their practicing in the drive course, so this will certainly separate the men from the boys, I dare say, here for the final race of the season. Let's ride on board with Emma Leckie as we try and navigate the 15 corners here at the Interlagos circuit into the Senna S's. Turns 1, 2 and then 3, and we're going to head out into the first DRS zone of the lap. Emma Leckie getting a little bit of a slipstream from a Williams in front of them. Into turn 4, a little bit wide from Emma Leckie. We'll bring up the maps as well so we can see if anyone invalidates here today. Emma Leckie's still good at the moment. You can see the back end of that Red Bull really looking to get away from Emma Leckie here as they start into the infield section of the track, the turns of 8, 9, 10 and 11 before we head down to Junsao in just a minute. This one here now through 11, that 10's a very tight hairpin almost. Through Junsao, Emma Leckie really struggling to find any form of grip. And we've got Emerge KDs back. I think Emerge has raced with us once before, so it's very good to have them back with us this week. And over the start-finish line for 118.166 for Emma Leckie. Emerge did a 116.826. And we'll bring up tyres as well, just in case anyone's trying anything on a different tyre. So pretty much everyone selecting Inters at this point. Jakob is sitting in the pit lane on wets at the moment. Now, I did see a chat with Ghosty earlier on in the week where Jakob and Goat were suggesting, now that the championship is over, that they may well go for a last to first attempt. So we may not even see Jakob out on track for qualifying. I think they may decide just to sit there and attempt to do a champion's drive from the back of the grid to see how far up the running order they can get. Now, that is not so easy to do in this league. Not when you've got M1 Righty, M Dorling, SS7, Jaguar Paw and Obo, to mention just a few, in front of you. So that will not be the easiest for them to do. Although Jakob has selected some brand new inters, they may well be going out. We'll see if I can get any sense from the drivers' chat if this rain is just for qualifying or may also be for the feature race as well. We'll see if I can get any further information on that. M. Dorling does have a time on the board of 1:16.848. Emerge KD still holding that provisional pole at the moment. Jaguar Paw on the board with a 1:17.596. And E36 Goat, who we affectionately know as Daddy Tonk. So E36 Goat, Daddy Tonk, as we've previously known them, is on the board with a 1:17.861. M1 Righty still in the pit lane. Now my good friend and co-commentator, Ace Pilot, who we know here in the commentary box as Toby. I managed to speak to them just before today's race. They were umming and ahhing whether or not to actually get out there today. But given the numbers and the fact that I haven't seen them race for quite some time, they said they would go out and race today. So we're hoping that Ace can go well here today, and it's good to have them back out on track. They're looking to set a time here, tiptoeing that Williams around and perhaps just keeping out the way of everyone at the moment, not able to get the grip that they want in these early stages. Jakob is going on an outlap, so they are going to set a time. So Emerge KDs has provisional pole from M. Dorling, and SS7 now on the board with a 1:17.340. Obo also with a 1:17.413. Then comes Jaguar Paw now in provisional 5th, followed by E36 Goat in 6th. Emil has got SS7 goes faster with a 1:16.723. So SS7 means business here today in Brazil. We'll be interested to see how SS7 does here. Would you believe it, folks? I went back and sort of thinking, when were we last in Brazil with the G-Force Racing League? And it was ages ago. It literally was season 1 of the Elite League. That was the last time the Elite League was here, and it was wet then as well. Emerge KDs goes faster with a 1:16.496. I'm trying to keep an eye on whether or not Ace can get a time on the board. We'll head down to Jakob whilst they are on a hot lap here. But yeah, so we were here in season 1, but we've not been back since with the Elite League. It was wet then, and we had a sprint and a feature race. Last visit to Brazil with the Elite League. M1 Righty won both of them, the sprint and the feature. So watch out for M1 to go very, very well here today. Jakob is the first into the 1:15s, a 1:15.723. The track may also be drying out a little now as well, so expect these qualifying times to come down, and our drivers won't necessarily just do one lap and head back into the pits. They may well go 2 or 3 times here with these inters holding on to a bit more grip. It all depends how much fuel our drivers have put into the cars. Let's get to Monty, who is trying to get a time on the board and spins it on the way into turn 1. And turn 1, so Monty will reset and go again. Ace is still good, so this may at least get a time on the board for Ace Pilot here. M1 Righty is on an outlap. We'll try and do a hot lap with M1, who was victorious here, as I say, in the sprint and feature in season 1. Jay Repo came home in second that day, and then the 2 Mercedes of Joe Bean and SS7 came through. It's Ace going to get time on the board. They do. It's a very slow one, a 1:22.739, but they at least do have a time on the board as Ace decides to get a bit of grass on their tyres. Very much aware of Emeleki, who's coming through behind them. So M1 Righty is about to start a hot lap. This will be a very good driver to ride on board with. So Ace is retired from qualifying. Maybe they've just had enough of the wet weather. Let's get on board with the Alpine of M1 Righty as we fly around the Interlagos circuit here in Brazil. Into turn 1, then turn 2, back on the power as we go through 3, trying to keep as close to the inside as we can to shorten that line, but still take as much speed as possible into the first DRS zone. Bit of a wide line there for M1 as he goes into turn 4, back on the power through 5, up the hill again into 6. In the race, the drivers will rarely lift, if anything, into into turns 6 and 7 there. But definitely in the wet, it's absolutely essential. And now we navigate the infield here, and actually M1 has already invalidated from going wide, I think, through the exit of turn 4. So M1 will need to try again. Is Monty going to get a time on the board? They're good so far through sector 1, coming up into sector 2 here. This corner almost looks like it's got a adverse camber on it. The car definitely wants to get away from Rebel. So really struggling to get this RB around the Interlagos circuit here. Really tiptoeing around here for Monty. Remember, it's just Monty and M1 Righty yet to get a time on the board. Monty is still good into Junsao, turn 12. Then back up the hill through 13. Then 14. These sweeping corners as our drivers look to accelerate as hard as they can into the second DRS zone on the main start-finish straight. Over the start-finish line, and Monty is on the board with a 120.779. Right, let's see if M1 Righty can get a time on the board. We've got 6.5 minutes of qualifying left to go of this 18-minute single qualifying session here for the final race of Season 4 in GeForce Racing. So M1 Righty victorious here in Season 1, one of the very earliest races with us, and then went on to win in the championship in Season 2 and Season 3. And when they've been back with us this season, in Season 4, they have still been one of the drivers to beat, but they've got a lot of competition now with a number of our drivers really improving their pace, and M1's had enough of that one. Let's get up to SS7 is not out there. Jaguar-Port, okay. As I mentioned in the opening sequence, Jaguar-Port has really been one of my drivers of the season. No great fanfare to their arrival, gradually settled into the league, but has got quicker and quicker and been getting more and more points as they've gone. I believe also a podium finish for them just a couple of races ago as well. So do not count out Jaguar-Port. Another driver not to count out this in this race is Emelecki. Emelecki won the Ironman here. Our very first Ironman race of Season 1 was won by Emelecki. So they know their way around this track as well. We're not quite sure how Jaguar-Port is going to go, but if recent races are anything to go by, Jaguar is very consistent in their driving style and will be mixing it with the front runners, no doubt, as the race gets underway. 5 minutes of qualifying left to go here. Jaguar-Port just negotiating these tighter corners on the inside of the circuit. You can see our car's really sliding around, trying to find some grip. There is a bit of a dry line, which definitely wasn't there in the early part of qualifying. Flirting with the grass on the exit of turn 15. And Jaguar-Port does improve, but only very fractionally, just 400ths there on their previous time. SS7 is out on another out lap, so we'll jump on board, I think, with SS7, and we'll see how they can go here. They set the early pace with that 116.723, but their teammate is a full second a lap quicker than them at this point. But actually, Jakob playing the team game here, looking to give SS7 a bit of a tow now down the start-finish straight. So this is really going to help out SS7. Let's get on board as we come under the start lights into turn 1, into the center S's. And I can see Ace Pilot in the Twitch chat. We'll come into the commentary box with you very shortly, Ace, and we'll come and say hi. Let's enjoy this qualifying lap from SS7. Keep your eye on the sector times in the top right corner of your screen, folks. SS7 pretty much level with their opening lap. So not gaining any significant advantage from that tow from their teammate so far. Now we'll see if SS7 can find any extra time as we go through 6, 7, then 8. Much tighter here, then 9. Got a bit of a banked curb here in 9. And the car drifts out, uses a lot of curb on the exit. Then through the much tighter turn 10, we may see some bold overtaking manoeuvres into turn 10. Back on the power through 11. Avoid the grass on the outside as we come through Junsao, turn 12, back on the power again. SS7 also flirting with the grass on the outside of the track. You can quickly spin your car around if you get that one wrong. We'll hug tight to the inside of 15 as we come over the start-finish line. And SS7 improves by 0.3, moves into provisional third. Good lap from SS7 there. And is just marginally behind M. Dorling. And M. Dorling now in provisional second. Emerge KDs need to give them a little bit of airtime here. They were very quick early on. 1:16.496 as one of the Ferraris gets out of the way of the RB. And this is just an outlap for Emerge. So we'll let them settle in and warm up those inters as best they can. We'll also get to Emelecki, so victorious here in Season 1. Oh, it's a very wide RB in the background. So that's we're with Emelecki here. So victorious in the Ironman, very first Ironman ever in G-Force Racing. If you'd like to come and take part in the Ironman, or indeed the Elite League when it gets back underway for Season 5, as Emil is showing us how to drift a Red Bull, please do hit the Discord link on my Twitch or YouTube channel. Head over there and you can come and join us either on a Sunday or on a Wednesday and come and race with these folks. We've got a relatively small grid today. Not surprised for the final races of the season now that the championship is pretty much done and dusted. Emil is having some fun, I'm going to say, in that Red Bull. Let's come away from Emil. Big Tonk there has got a 1:17.579, provisional 8th for them. E36 Go. I much prefer Daddy Tonk, if you don't mind. But E36 Go is your new EA ID, so that's what we will use. But if I slip into the Daddy Tonk mode, I'm sure you'll understand. So E36 Go has a 1:17.861. Monty trying to improve on their 1:20.779. Not able to do that just yet. M1 Righty is not set a time at all, so maybe they are going last to first challenge. Jakob not improving at the moment. M. Dorling maybe looking to take that pole position here. M. Dorling's had a very good season. I've got to say, very impressed with them. Looking to try and steal pole away from our Season 4 champion here. Coming through Sector 2. Final corners here. Big Tonk leaves us from qualifying. They've had enough of the weather. Well, I've got a very full commentary box, so I'm going to head in there in just a moment. We'll get qualifying done and dusted here as M. Dorling comes over the line to retake second place, a 1:15.796. Emerge KDs couldn't get any better. 1:15.861. They're in third place. SS7 fourth, and Emelecki there. I think it's got some drivers still going here. We'll see if any do improve. Emil does improve a fair amount, but 1:16.208 keeps them in fifth. Oh, Emerge is going again. So yeah, this is as time has run out on us, our drivers have got over that start-finish line just in time to get a lap in here. So Emerge trying to take back that pole position, currently held by our Season 4 champion, and Emerge overcooks it there and sends their RB round the wrong way. Here's M. Dorling on another one. There was enough time, and if M. Dorling had held enough battery, you never know, they may improve here. Just keeping an eye on the timing screens. Looks as though Jakob is improving. They're setting purple sectors 1 and 2. And Jakob goes into the 1:14 to 1:14.872. M. Dorling does not improve. We saw Emerge invalidate, so that is qualifying done for us, folks, here for the final race of Season 4. And our championship winner setting the example here on pole position for the final race. And obviously the pressure is off for Jakob. So let me head over into the commentary box and I will say hello to... And there's some congratulations there for Jakob in the drivers' chat from a couple of our drivers, and very well deserved. Toby, Monty, very good to speak to you both. So, do I take from this, are you both going to start the race or no?
I won't be because my PC and F124 are having issues, and I'm getting less than 10 frames a second.
That will not make it easy to drive at all.
So I doubt.
Monty, I see you're on mute. I don't know if you are able to talk. Are you gonna start the race here?
I'll start it, and it depends how my start goes.
Okay. Well, you're welcome back in here, but focus on your race. We're going to get underway in just a moment. Toby, how much of the season have you been following? I know you were with me right at the start of season 4, but then you also have other commitments and stepped away for a bit. But have you been able to catch up on much of it? And has anything really leapt out at you? Anything really impressed you?
I've seen some highlights, and that's about it at the moment, unfortunately.
Well, I'll bring you up to speed as we go around the final race of the season here. Folks, if you're watching with us, thanks very much for being here. We are going to be racing here in Brazil in just a moment. Jakob is going to be on pole position with M. Dorling alongside them. Obviously, Aston looking to pick up some good points here and take second place in the Constructors' Championship, trying to overhaul that gap to the McLarens in front of them. And Mercedes pretty much locked down the Constructors' Championship now, as well as the drivers' title. We don't have a formation lap here in G-Force Racing, so when you see the 5 lights come on, we are going to go racing one last time in season 4. Okay, lights are coming on. All right, folks, let's go racing for the final round of Season 4 here with the G-Force Racing League. Jakob has led us away. M. Dorling has gone with them. Emerge KD's holding position there in 3rd. SS7 there in 4th. Jaguar Paul, I think, made up a position there. We've got a spinner at the back. That may have been, I think, is that Monty that we have lost early doors? It could be. No, it's Monty recovering there. I do see, that's Ace, that's your car. Okay, doing everything there because you're not physically in it. Monty is away. That's good. Stick with it, Monty. Stay on that tarmac. That's the best place to be. So M. Dorling on the rear end of Jakob as we come through turn 8. And Emerge KD's trying to find the long way around. The Aston Martin of M. Dorling will now have the inside for turn 10 here. And the RB up through on M. Dorling. SS7 trying to find a way through on the Aston as well. So early grip and early pace for Emerge KD's and SS7. M. Dorling trying to switch on their tyres. It's not the best of starts for them. Jaguar Paul now being put under pressure by Obo, M. Dorling's teammate here, the second Aston Martin, as we're about to start lap 2. So these laps will fly by, 36 of them to come here, and it's bright sunshine. Toby, you would have been in the pit garage, obviously doing qualifying. What was the weather forecast for the race? Was it going to stay dry the whole way?
It looked dry throughout the whole way, but I've also just seen some, during opening lap, I saw some carbon fibre fly between Obo and Jaguar Paul.
And sometimes the game overdoes the bits of car that are flying off. As we saw there, it was just cars running over the curbs here. It throws up huge bits of carbon fibre, and you're never quite sure if that's bits of actual bits of front wing or it's just the game's graphics. We'll see how the pace goes for some of these drivers. No one's got into the pits yet, so any damage is not too material for these. Jaguar Paul doing their best to hang on to the back end of SS7. But if I get on board with SS7, they're really putting M. Dorling under some early pressure here. SS7, after what is not the best season for them, but has really started to come back into their own in recent weeks, has the benefit of DRS, as does M. Dorling. SS7 going to try down the inside of turn 1. Very close, wheel to wheel between the Mercedes and the Aston Martin. SS7 cannot make it through. Last of the late breakers. Oh, and SS7 has got Jaguar Paul on their inside coming through turn 3. There's contact between the Mercedes and the Williams. That's now allowed the opportunist of Obo to get all the way through on Jaguar Paul and SS7. up into 4th place. Toby, I don't know if you had a better view of that, but Jaguar saw an opportunity on SS7 as SS7 was trying to get through on M. Dorling, and not enough room for everyone, but that's dropped SS7 back to 6th. Did you have a better view of that than me?
I had a similar view to you, but that was a beautiful move by both Jaguar and especially Obo. That just opportune dive down the inside, double overtake.
And that moves Obo up into 4th place and within the DRS of their teammate M. Dorling. But M. Dorling is now with us outside the second. Oh, we get up to the lead of this race because Jakob is under pressure from the returning Emerge KDs. So Emerge is on the inside of Jakob as they go through into the lead of this race. And RB leading a race in GeForce Racing for the first time in a very long while. So Emerge is up into the lead of this race on lap 4. Jakob now back down into second. Jakob will not want to lose this race to a newcomer to the league. Jakob will have a point to prove, I'm sure. So Emerge is going to have their work cut out to get away from Jakob. I should put the tyres up as well, folks. So now that's interesting. So mediums for our front runners. Then comes Emeleki with their standard hard tyre opening stint. Then soft runners of Big Tonk, Monty, E36 Go. And then M1 Righty, who M1, who we didn't see in qualifying at all, starting at the back on hard tyres. So watch for a fast charging M1 towards the latter stages of this race. So, Toby, Emerge KDs, do you remember that name? Have you raced against this driver before? I think he's been with us once before, but it's been a while.
It sounds familiar, but like you said, I feel like it was during the 20th when we were racing on F123.
Maybe it was. We'll have to go back and check the stats, but they're having a very good account of themselves here. But Jakob's going to go down the inside of Emerge KDs easily through using the benefit of DRS into turn 4 at Mercedes. Back up into the lead. Obo's got through on their teammate of M. Dorling. So M. Dorling does seem to be going backwards a little bit. I wonder if M. Dorling did indeed pick up a little bit of damage early on. I'm surprised to see them dropping back a little bit here. And is under a lot of pressure once again from SS7, who has now got back past Jaguar. So Jaguar not able to hold on to that position they gained a lap or two ago. But I think Obo and M. Dorling here have done well because they cannot afford, Toby, to lose that DRS to the front runners. Otherwise, they'll be streaking ahead.
Yeah, they'll be they'll be slipstreaming off one another down the main and back straight, just gapping P3 downward.
And battle recommence between SS7 and M. Dorling, but SS7 is through on the Aston Martin. So M. Dorling drops down into 5th. I'm just going to have a quick look for the externals of M. Dorling's car just to see if we can see any obvious damage. Nothing that I can see there. So M. Dorling not quite hooking it up yet here after what was a pretty strong qualifying for them, as more bits of carbon fibre from the undertrays of these cars gets thrown up in dramatic fashion as we come out of turn 5. We're on lap 6 of 36. So, Toby, we've got medium runners, got a couple of hard runners, and the soft runners. They surprise me a little bit that they haven't been more effective at staying with these front runners. The soft tyres not working well around here. What's your view on tyre strategy?
Without knowing track temps, it'll be hard to tell, but you have basically every tyre strategy out here at the moment. You've got a possible doubt 2-stop, maybe with the soft if they go soft, medium, soft. Hard 1-stop, medium possibly 1 or 2.
We shall certainly see. I can't call it from here. Emeleki and M1 Righty may well be on the right tyres without a safety car. I think safety car is not what they need, certainly in the first half of the race. That is going to spoil things for them. But right now, watch out for Emil, who is hanging on to this DRS train, being led by Emerge KDs as M. Dorling goes very wide, and Jaguar sees an opportunity, goes round the outside. Great move from Jaguar. M. Dorling doing their best to hang on, but no good for them. Jaguar up into fifth place, past M. Dorling. And that was a fantastic overtake there, Toby, around the outside of turn 6. That takes some doing.
Yeah, it was very impressive just dancing the car on the outside.
And now M. Dorling has Emma Leckie behind them as well. So Emil on those hard tyres will M. Dorling lose another position. M. Dorling moves over to the left-hand side as they come through 14. And Emil is through on what seems to be an ailing Aston Martin in the early stages of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Lock up from Emil as they push hard on those hard tyres, trying to get onto the rear end of Jaguar Pour. So when, Toby, do you think Emil and M1 Righty will look to pit? How many laps are they going to try and take these hard tyres?
I would try and eke him out until lap 20, 25, something like that.
And onto softs or mediums?
If they can get 25 to like lap 25, somewhere in that region, I would go soft because it looked like they're not falling off that badly. Though medium seem to be the better tyre at the moment.
And I've moved up to the very sharp end of this race, being led now by Jakob as they've switched the lead with Emerge KDs. But Obo and SS7 are hot on their heels. This four breaking away now from Jaguar Pour, who's 1.3 seconds back outside the range of DRS. And Emil, I think we'll see come through. Let's get down to Emil as they look to make a move on the Williams in front of them. And through goes Emil up into fifth place. Those hard tyres starting to come alive for the Red Bull driver. And they will hope to get into the range of DRS on SS7 in front of them. Emerge KDs retakes the lead of this race, but Obo is there on the rear end of our championship winner. And is Obo going to get 2 places and takes the lead of this race on that straight, using that DRS and their battery, flies past the RB and the Mercedes. And Obo takes control of this race on lap 9. That's some pace, Toby, from the Aston Martin.
It's quite amazing. Obo have just done 2 double overtakes in a row, if I'm not mistaken. And both are opportunities.
An early candidate for driver of the day already from Obo here, making up from M. Dorling having some struggles there towards the back. They seem to have consolidated now, M. Dorling in 7th place, leveraging the DRS from Jaguar Pour and Emma Leckie. But Obo now leads, just coming up to start lap 10 here. These laps flying by on the final race of Season 4 as Emerge KDs now looks to defend from Jakob. But Emerge KD says, well, I'm going to try and come through on the Aston Martin. No room there. That's giving an opportunity now for Jakob and SS7 to try and find a way past the RB. What a great battle we have between 4 fantastic drivers here at the front of this race. Jakob comes through on Emerge KDs, back into 2nd place. SS7 just sitting there in the background, watching this all unfold. And Toby, what would your strategy be if you were SS7 here? You could just let these guys fight it out in front and see if they come a cropper, or would you look to get involved?
I would wait until to pick up the pieces unless an opportunity that is safe presents itself. But making it 3-4 wide at some parts of the track isn't that good for all people and all parties involved.
It's looking like an extremely good day here for Mercedes once again. They are going to win the Constructors' Championship if it stays this way by a country mile, and very well deserved for what has been a very powerful team this season with SS7 and Jakob. Monty's picked up a 3-second time penalty. I did see one come through. Or Jakob's defending there from Emerge KDs. That's giving a run for SS7 on the RB. Let's jump on board with SS7. They do just sit there. I think that is their strategy. Stay with these front 3 and see how the race pans out. These medium tyres eventually are going to drop off. M. Dorling has recovered a little bit. They've moved up into 5th place now. So whatever struggles M. Dorling was having, maybe their car is coming back alive for them. They're back up through on Emil and Jaguar Pour into 5th place. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. I think that was Monty. Okay, so Monty back up underway. Toby, I have got an eye on M1 Righty. Now, they don't seem to have a huge amount of pace, 8.5 seconds back from Emeleki at the moment. Very quiet race for them, but we can't count M1 out here, given their performances in Season 1 and indeed winning 2 G-Force Racing Championships.
Yeah, it's very unlike them not being up in the top 5 at least, and not even attempting qualifying. It might be an attempt to have a better setup though for the dry weather, because of course if you have a setup for wet, you can't change it.
That is very true. That is very true. But where it's all happening right now is at the front of this race, with Obo leading Jakob. Now Emerge KD's in third, and SS7 patiently waiting there behind the RB, getting very close to the rear wing of Emerge. M. Dorling is right back in it. Where did they come from, Toby?
Quick answer, nowhere.
Well, there is M. Dorling now in the DRS of SS7. And maybe this fighting at the front, Toby, is just slowing them all down, and that's brought M. Dorling right back into play. But Emil has dropped off the pace now, so his hard tyres perhaps not as good as they were hoping for. Jaguarport also desperately trying to get back onto the rear end of M. Dorling, but M. Dorling is making this a 5-way fight for the lead of this race, now on lap 13 of 36, as both Astons are now back in play. We've got a Ailing RB struggling around turn 10, I see, in the bottom right. Oh, this is all happening here. So Jakob now going the long way round of turn 6, and then 7. Obo holding the inside. Very respectful driving from these two, Toby. That was great driving by both. It's not over yet, but Jakob up into the lead of this race. Oh, and that was the RB of Emerge. Oh, and there's a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car, and I think that's for Monty. And sadly, Monty is missing a front wing, fortunately right by the pit lane entry, and we have a VSC. That should not last too long, and our drivers will have to drive to a Delta, so a safety car won't be out. Drivers will have to stay within a set time. Oh, we see some drivers pitting, Toby. Would you be doing the same around now?
Mainly depends on how the tyres feel and at what point they're on the track. But it looks like the medium runners want to get those hards on, even though at the moment the mediums seem to be better than the hards.
Interesting to see. Now everyone is in, I think, I don't know, except for SS7 and M1. Now I think, Toby, SS7 just couldn't pit because they would be double stacking with Jakob, and that's probably pretty unfortunate for SS7.
Very possibly, and yeah, that is very unfortunate for SS7. But the soft tyres are going up, and M1's made the right choice of staying out on the hards, being that hard tyres can go very far into this race.
And this was the time, I think, that where it's a bit difficult to call at this point. A VSC is not as useful for a slower pit stop. We've got another yellow flag. It's getting very tight, I think, towards the back end of this grid here with midfield, I should say. Big Tonk, who didn't pit off of those soft tyres, looking to take those soft tyres as far as they dare. Monty is still going. Oh, and now we've got a Emil getting alongside Jaguarport, and there's the roadblock of Big Tonk in front of them. We've got another yellow flag. Monty is struggling at the back there. So Emil and Jaguarport through on some very old soft tyres. Do you think, Toby, Big Tonk missed a trick there getting off of those soft tyres? It's got to be painfully slow for them right now.
Yeah, that he should have pitted during that VSC, unless he's hoping for another one to happen, and then everyone's out of sequence other than him.
Now this is interesting. SS7 has not yet pitted. They have stuck it out there. They are 10.5 seconds clear of M1 Righty, who also didn't pit. But then there's another 5.5 seconds back to Jakob as we get another yellow flag just in the entrance to turn 4. So Monty having a day to forget so far. But keep going, Monty. Keep pointing that car forward. Just get it to the end of the race. And you only need one more DNF and you're going to get a point here in the final race of the season. I'm going to take a quick look at lap times just to see what our newer runners runners on newer tyres, what times they are setting. So as a reference, SS7 set a 1:11.216 last time around, and M1 Righty pretty much did an identical lap time. The Aston of Obo did a 1:10.7. So Toby, that's not a huge advantage. That's half a second quicker on those new hards, but SS7 and M1 Righty have still got a reasonable amount of pace, and they're quite a distance ahead of third and fourth.
Again, those new hards will take a couple laps to get up to temperature. So if that's half a second without it being up to the right temp, that can be quite a big deficit later on.
And the fastest lap so far is a 1:09.724, set just now by the RB of Emerge KDs. Is that a very slow Monty? Yeah, Monty really struggling here, so hopefully Monty will get that RB out of the way. Another front wing required as Monty attempts to get back to the pits. So SS7 leads on lap 17. They didn't pit and neither did M1 Righty. So both of these drivers sticking it out there. As Toby was rightly saying, maybe these hard tyres will start to pick up a little bit of pace now they are a couple of laps older and got a bit of temperature into them. Those lap times still not really coming down though. They're still around the 1:10.5 mark, with the front runners doing a 1:11.5. So that gap is going to come down, but it's not massively quickly at this point. Jakob has pitted and is dragging Obo with them there in fourth. Emil went on to medium tyres. So, Toby, you've got to imagine... Oh, we've got a safety car. We do have a safety car, and that... which that is going to be for Monty. Yeah, so we have sadly lost Monty. Now this throws the cat amongst the pigeons. Our hard runners who've just pitted, they've got to stay out, Toby. But for SS7 and M1 Righty... this is manna from heaven, isn't it?
The hards may not have to stay out. As long as they've got a new set of mediums, they could go on. They could pit for a medium, and then SS7, this is a hand from God, as well as M1.
Well, Jakob has come back. Monty.
Using controller. I've just snapped my wheel.
That is not good. That is not good. But explain why your car was visiting all parts of Sao Paulo there. So, and I think we've lost E36 Goat as well. I wonder if that's a connectivity issue. We will see. So, welcome to the commentary box, Monty. We've got the safety car out there. What I am going to do, because it's become a little bit of a feature this season, is I'm actually going to step out of the commentary box very, very briefly. And head over to one of the garages while we're under the safety car and get a perspective from, let us head into, I want to find out what happened to M. Dorling. So we're going to go and have a quick chat with the Aston. So I'm going to leave commentary, the commentary box, I should say. I press the right buttons here. And head into the Aston garage and say hello to Obo and to M. Dorling. Hey guys, are you okay to talk to me?
You go ahead. Yes.
Right. M. Dorling, got to ask you first. You seem to be struggling for pace in the early laps here before, and then all of a sudden you were back on the front four. What was happening there? Were you having controller issues or?
Absolutely no idea.
Oh. Well, it was good to see you back up there. Now, this safety car, we were debating whether that's a good thing for you or not. What's your perspective?
I really have no idea.
It's one of those days. Okay. Well, I'll ask
It absolutely is.
I'll ask your teammate, Obo. I know you were very late arriving, but the race seems to be going well for you, and you're sitting there in second place. You feeling pretty confident?
No. I literally got home, got changed, and literally just jumped straight on. So I feel rusty, very rusty. I'm not comfy.
Well, ever prepared, I know you will be. So let's see how this plays out. I will leave you to focus on preparing your cars for the restart. Thanks for talking to me. I may come and say hello one more time before we close out today's stream, but go well.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Well, thank you to them. I wonder if we are going to stay out for one more lap in the safety car. If we are, we're going to go and say hello to Big Tonk and E36 Go, but only if the safety car is staying out for one more lap, because otherwise they may be thinking of going racing, and I think we are about to go racing one more time. Indeed, safety car is in, so we will leave our drivers to focus on that, and I will head back in to the commentary box. I want you to imagine me walking up and down the pit lane as I go and pop in and out of garages. All right, so we are going to get back underway. Toby, did you hear any of those conversations with the Aston Martin drivers?
No, I haven't.
Okay, have a listen to him later. Basically, M. Dawling hasn't got a clue what's going on, and Obo is dreading the restart, I think. So it's watch out for anything to happen here as we are back under racing conditions here on lap 20. Another 17 laps to go. SS7 leads us away now, having had the opportunity of that pit stop, and Obo has gone with them, but under pressure from Emerge KD's behind. Then comes Jaguar-Paw, who's really taken advantage of that safety car. Jaguar-Paw, though, under pressure now from Jakob. So Jakob through already will have an awful lot of grip on those medium tyres at this stage in the race. So, Toby, impossible to call, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Who do you think's going to win?
Of course you've got to put me on a spot like this.
A collision there, sorry. The collision there between, I think that was Jaguar-Paw and one of the one of the Ferraris, I think it was E36 Go, having to go very, very sideways there. But they are continuing to run. But Jaguar-Paw has lost a bit of their front wing, and Emil has spotted that opportunity and is going to be getting past Stetz Williams in no time at all. So, Toby, you don't get off that easily. Who's going to win it from here?
It makes it a bit easier for me now. I think anyone in the top four.
Oh, well done. Okay, so, well, in that top four, I should say top five, is a certain M1 righty. So keep an eye on a fast-charging Alpine who's now on the rear end of Jakob and smells victory one more time here in Brazil. SS7 leading the way, really taking advantage of that safety car, and also the fact that they stayed out a lot longer on those medium tyres, and they lead the way here. Dropping down a bit to Emerge KD's, who's got Jakob, and there comes M1 righty on the rear end of Jakob. We're going to stay on board with M1 righty as we come round turns 11, 12 and 13. We'll head back up the hill in just a moment, and we'll see if M1 looks to make a move on our championship winner. M1's got some pace, as they always do. Emil is on the back end of this fight now as well. We could have a 7, maybe 8 car battle, as there's a very wide Obo through turn 1. Emerge KDs look to go round the outside. We've got a front row seat for this battling, as we may go 3 wide. And Obo's seen an opportunity to get through on SS7. Emerge KDs as well. And SS7 loses 3 places in one straight there, Toby. And now M1 righties coming through, looking down the inside of both SS7 and Emerge KDs. And M1 now up into 4th place. And this is bringing Emma Leckie and M. Dawling into the fight, Toby. So Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't call it from here either. This is impossible. But what a great way for us to finish season 4 with such a close battle at the front. So Obo back in the lead, Toby, but we can see anyone could lead this race with the power of that DRS.
This is like vintage GFR back in like season 1 where we never knew who would win.
And there's so many different tyres out there as well, as Jakob is through into the lead of this race. Then comes Emerge KD, he's trying to find a way past, and that was SS7 going sideways with a little bit of a collision there. There's so many cars go into turn 1. We'll keep our fingers crossed that SS7 didn't pick up any major damage. They look clear, but that's giving M. Dorling a bit of a run on the Mercedes into turn 4. No way through for M. Dorling there, although they keep on the inside of SS7 as they come through 5. Drops back behind the Mercedes as they round turn 6 here. Jakob now leads, followed by Emerge KDs, and then Obo, then M1 Righty, now into 4th. Then comes Emelecki, and now SS7 down into 6th place. M. Dorling trying to go the long way round of turn 10, and M. Dorling now through on SS7, and there's a good battle between the two Ferraris of E36 Goat and Big Tonk on the rear end of Jaguar Paw, who doesn't look as though they have pitted to get rid of that damaged front wing. So Jaguar Paw doing their best to hang on to that Ailing Williams here on lap 23. So the Ferrari's still in the fight here, and all of our drivers guaranteed points, but it's all happening at the front. We're back to Emerge KD's now leading this race, now followed by Jakob. Obo sitting there in 3rd with M. Dorling right behind them. Does Emelecki spot an opportunity as they pull out from the slipstream of the Alpine? Emelecki down on the inside of the Alpine. Who's going to come out in 4th place? M1 is desperately hanging on to it. Emil has the outside now for turn 6. Goes all the way around the outside, trying to of Obo. Gets pushed out onto the curb on the outside, but then has the inside for turn 9. What a great battle between these drivers. Fantastic entertainment here in Brazil. And Toby, I don't know where to look next. Who's impressing you so far in this race?
So far, it's got to be Obo with the 2 double overtakes in 2 laps on the opportunistic side.
Well, Emerge is in the lead this race, but on quite old hard tyres, it has to be said. Although the mediums will be starting to hurt a little bit more now. Obo also on some relatively old hard tyres compared to those around them. M1 Righty sitting there now in 5th. SS7 hanging on to the rear end as Big Tonk moves up into 8th place through on Jaguar Paw. E36 Goat sitting there currently in 10th, but you can see in the background that 3-way battle for 8th, 9th and 10th. But Emerge is not getting away, and it seems impossible, and this is why I love Brazil so much, Toby. It's so difficult to get away from the drivers in front, or behind I should say.
Very much so. You need a massive tyre delta just to secure the position.
And Emil sadly has picked up a track limits penalty, but I suspect that may get removed, folks. We saw that they had to go wide to avoid that collision with Obo. So this may be one of the few times Emil is successful in getting track limits removed. But at the moment they are carrying a 3-second time penalty. But that may well come off after the race has ended. So Emerge now is being overtaken by Jakob on the start-finish straight. Jakob comes back into the lead of this race on lap 26. Emerge dips in behind the Mercedes, followed by Obo, who's now moved back up into 3rd. Emil is there in 4th, followed by M1 Righty. Then comes M. Dorling, then SS7. Now we have a gap. 4 seconds back between SS7 and Jaguar Paw. Jaguar Paw doing incredibly well given the damage that they have. We'll be desperately hoping for a safety car perhaps to bring them back into this race in the latter stages. We've only got 10 more laps to go after this one, folks. I said it was going to go quick and it really has been, but we've had so much to watch here today in this glorious sunshine here in Brazil after what was a very damp qualifying. So Emil is being passed by M1 Righty. M1 Righty up into 4th place and will be charging after Obo. got to say, Toby, it probably all does come down to tyres at this point. If these mediums hang on as well as they did, and we saw the hard ones actually starting to drop off a little bit quicker, this might come to M1.
Brazil are the battle of the tyres, surprisingly.
M1 now right on the rear end of Obo. We'll have DRS here. They'll also have to keep an eye on their mirrors. Emeleki is right behind them. Dumping some of that ERS, that yellow bar you see, big chunk of curve from M1 righty through turn 4. As this stream of 7 cars come back up the hill through turn 6. Sweeping turn 6. Slight various different lines the driver can take through there and still carry a lot of speed. So Jakob doing their best to try and get away. That's probably the biggest gap we've seen so far in this race. Nearly 7 tenths now, but that will close down no time at all as the DRS comes open in just a couple of corners time for Emerge, Obo, M1 righty, Emeleki, M Dorling, SS7. They'll all close back up. SS7 had a very good exit of Junsao and now has the inside on M Dorling. They'll go side by side down the start-finish straight. SS7 would have had the inside, but does not have the pace of M Dorling. So M Dorling comes through and holds on to 6th spot. Jakob has held on to the lead, but that gap now back down to 3 tenths. And we'll have DRS one more time here as we head down towards turn 4. Does look, Toby, as 3 seconds for M1 righty there. That might hurt them towards the end, but again, don't take these penalties as read, folks. Some of these things do get corrected. It's incredibly tight. One more time at the front. Jakob is holding on. Emerge is there, Obo is there, M1 righty, but Emeleki trying to go down the inside of Obo. M Dorling. M Dorling has the inside of 10. Emil will have the outside of 10 and then the inside for 11. And SS7 now through on M Dorling, going with Emil. Remember, SS7, no penalties here at all. So we'll certainly have that in mind as they look to move back through the grid here. Well, I don't know which way this one is going to go, Toby, but a safety car right now, and it's going to be a crazy last couple of laps. But M1 is sitting there, ominously, maybe waiting to pounce, but they can't leave it too late here. Whoever wants to take this victory here, it might well even come down to the very last corner. I think we could have our very first photo finish. What do you reckon?
That's very possible, and with SS7 as well, we can't just wait behind M1 if they're in the lead, and because the penalties might be revoked, meaning they have to win it on the track.
And M1 is desperately trying to find a way through on Obo. Nothing doing for them there. So they hang back just a moment, look to recharge their ERS, that yellow bar you see on their steering wheel. And we'll dump some of that as we head down the start-finish straight. Looking to draw ourselves closer as Emerge KDs goes through on Jakob, back up into the lead of this race. There's a late lunge there from Obo. Very late from Obo. Obo's the one to come out the worst from that one. Toby, it looked like Obo just misjudged their braking there.
Very much so. And I hope there's no severe damage anywhere, because that could be very costly for everyone involved.
Well, it looks as though Obo's come out unscathed. It didn't appear to affect any of the running order there, other than it's had the effect of moving up M1 righty into 3rd, SS7 into 4th. So yeah, an unfortunate misjudgment from Obo there, but I think the only thing hurt there is probably their pride at this point. So Obo drops back in behind their teammate of M Dorling. Maybe, Toby, that's a sign these hard tyres may well be going off.
Quite possibly. Obo's is 16 laps old, so it's not surprising.
I'm on board with SS7 as we come past the start-finish straight one more time. 6 more times we're going to do this one. So So SS7 on the rear end of our double GFR champion in M1 Righty. M1 Righty looking to take victory here again in Brazil. Certainly on track they'll look to do that. But Jakob, our championship winner from season 4, is in the lead, pulling Emerge KDs, M1 Righty, SS7, Emeleki, M Dorling and Obo with them. Big gap back now to Jaguar Paul. SS7 looking to keep their powder dry, but has done well to recover from losing a few positions earlier on. Seems to have good control of that Mercedes here. Emerge on very old hard tyres, 17 laps, but 13 laps old for these mediums. Toby, this may be a risk as well with these mediums. They could absolutely just drop off a cliff.
Very possibly, but they look to be the better tyre at the moment. And I haven't seen the drop-off yet. Not saying there won't be, but yeah, this could be costly.
So that was one whole lap in the pit, in the cockpit of SS7's Mercedes as they hang on to 4th place and plot their next move to perhaps get on the podium here. They are at the moment going to be on the podium with M1 Righty's 3-second time penalty, but they will, as Toby was saying, they won't want to chance that 3 seconds being removed from M1. They'll want to actually do it on track if they can. So M1 Righty very close and indeed inside of Emerge KDs as they go round turn 6. So many lines through there. Emerge has the slightly faster line on the outside, retains that second position. And Toby, I've been impressed with Emerge KDs. They've got some really good pace, mixing it with some of the best in G-Force racing history.
Yes, they have an amazing amount of pace. Wish I could have the same, but hey ho.
You and me both, my friend. You and me both. All right, so M1 drop back a little bit on the exit of Junsao, and there's very little battery here. Is that going to give SS7 an opportunity to close in on the Alpine as those red lights blink on the back of our cars to try and recharge some of that ERS, which is ever so powerful on a short circuit like this one with big DRS zones. SS7 looks to have a run on M1 Righty. M1 Righty comes to the inside of the track to defend from the Mercedes. SS7 thinks about going around the outside, drops back and into the slipstream one more time of the Alpine. That's allowing Emeleki and Obo and M Dorling to stick with this front running crew. Obo now recovering up into 6th place from that misjudgment into turn 1 a couple of laps ago. We'll head down to Big Tonk, E36 Goat and Jaguar Paw running in 8th, 9th and 10th here. Looks like a pretty decent battle between Jaguar Paw and Big Tonk. Big Tonk, who has gradually been getting better and better week on week and mixing it with one of our very respected drivers here as well. We know Jaguar Paw has some damage. You can see that on the front left of their front wing there. But Big Tonk looking for 8th place and more points for them. E36 Goat, I think, has lost their connectivity. So that will be the AI taking them round at this point. Back to the lead of this race, where all the action has been happening for the last 34 laps. Jakob leads the way, but M1 Righty is there trying to find a way through. When do they make a move, Toby? We're running out of laps now. We've only got 2 more after this one.
Yeah, it's whoever goes first could get punished, because all of a sudden, if they make a move into turn 1, then they've got the back straight and then they've got the long straight as well.
Well, I've been impressed with SS7's drive here today as well, sticking very close to M1 Righty, although credit to M1 Righty starting at the back of the grid here, working all the way through. Currently 3rd on track as Big Tonk picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. But yeah, SS7's driven very well, and their chances of a podium are by no means out of reach. Jakob starts the lap 35, continuing to lead this race. Could this be a champion's drive from a GFR? champion. Obo picks up a 3-second time penalty this day, not quite working out for them, but perhaps that last-minute dash into their cockpit is caught up with them in the latter stages of this race. So Emerge KD's hanging on there in second. SS7 looking to try and find a way through. On M1 Righty does look down the inside of the Alpine, but M1 Righty will have the inside for turn 9. That was a brave move, Toby. I don't know if you saw it, but SS7 is desperately trying to find a way through on M1.
It was a brave move that unfortunately didn't work out.
They've definitely got some grip here, certainly more it would seem than the Alpine in front of them. SS7 desperately trying to find a way past. Let's go back on board with SS7 as we head past the start-finish straight. One more time to start the final lap of the final race of Season 4 of G-Force Racing. What a fantastic finale this one has been. Whoever wins here today, a huge thank you to all of our drivers for giving us such fantastic entertainment. Jakob is at the moment going to win this race, but don't count out Merge KDs, who sees an opportunity to go through on Jakob. Cannot make that one work. M1 Righty follows them through. SS7 hasn't yet found a way through. Obo and Emeleki, both of those penalties, so we'll move M Dorling at least up into 5th place at the moment on the finishing order you'll see on your screens. Where's the last chance saloon, Toby?
Last chance to overtake is most likely final corner, DRS zone.
Watch for the finish line. This,
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to, well, that the drivers behind Jakob will have DRS. Everyone will be dumping their batteries now as we head towards the finish line here. Jakob is in the lead. M1 Righty, have they got enough speed? Looks like Emerge KDs. He's going to take second. M1 Righty will come home third on track, but SS7 will take that provisionally because of M1's penalty. M Dorling takes fourth here. M1 Righty eventually finishes in 5th. Obo 6th. Emeleki there in 7th. Big Tonk is going to, I think Big Tonk may have stolen 8th place there from Jaguar Paw in the end. Oh no, Big Tonk actually takes 9th. There's their penalties I had not factored in. So what an incredible finish to that race. What an incredible race all round, Toby. Well, I've got to ask you the question, but I don't know how you're going to answer it. Who's your driver of the day?
I'm going with the move that I thought that was successful. It might just be Death of X or Obo.
Oh, crikey, yeah. I was sitting here while you were talking, thinking, keep talking for a bit longer to give me a bit more time to think about it. Maybe I'll give you my answer in a moment. For those folks watching us here on Twitch, if you've got a driver of the day, let us know in the Twitch chat who you would give that honour to. Let's run through the final classification. Jakob wins in Brazil, championship winner from Season 4, and what a way to sign off Season 4. Congratulations to Jakob. Emerge KDs comes home in 2nd on their return to G-Force Racing. Brilliant drive from them. Congratulations picking up 2nd. SS7 in 3rd. Very impressive drive from them. Kept their powder dry to the end. M Dorling in 4th. M1 Righty in 5th. Obo 6th. Emeleki in 7th. Final results and everything will be published on the GFR Discord server at the weekend. But without a doubt, that has got to be one of the best races I've had the privilege to commentate on here with G-Force Racing for some time. So we are not done here yet, though, folks, because we need to go and have a chat with some of our drivers if they've stayed in the garages. And the first place we need to go is to the Mercedes garage. So, Toby, I'm going to leave you very briefly in here. And I'll leave you in the commentary box and I'll be back. So let me head over to, first of all, to the Mercedes, because these guys have had one hell of a season. Well, I spoke to you both last week. Provisionally, we were talking about Drivers' Champion and Constructors' Champions. Well, we can make it official, guys. Congratulations, Jakob. Season 4 Drivers' Champion and Mercedes Constructors Champions. How you feeling?
I'm feeling absolutely good, happy, and yeah, even this race win, I'm just happy. I have no words right now.
And so you should be. And so you should be. Really brilliant season for you. And that was a tight battle, though, for the win here in Brazil. I'm going to talk to your teammate in a moment, but you could not get away from the train of cars behind you. I think if we could get that group of drivers together every week, it would be, well, we'd have thousands of viewers here. It was good fun to watch. How was it for you to race in?
It was really nice. I got a good setup for this race. And I did the call to box on the mediums, which were much better than hards, even when they were worn down. So I enjoyed this race.
It was a lot of fun to commentate on and watch.
And
so sorry, go on.
And I just want to say, when I first joined here, I never thought I would be a champion here.
Well,
in I think season two Great Britain race where I joined.
yeah, and you've improved no end, and it's just thoroughly well deserved. So your name will go up in lights alongside the likes of Predestinato and M1 Righty, who was in with a shout of a victory here again today. And it's a very elite group of drivers that you have joined, Jakob. So congratulations once again. And as we've got you speaking, you may not, if you're not watching the stream, you won't see this, but we have to announce officially and give out the award that we will go back to. Let me head back to this screen. Yeah, head over to the stream.
Just opening it right now. Yeah.
Cue the call effect.
We will announce Jakob as our Season 4 Drivers Champion. Fireworks going off all over the place. So congratulations, Jakob. Very, very well deserved. Now, I get to press this button one more time, and I'm going to talk to SS7 about this. So SS7, very good race for you today. At one point, I thought you were just, struggling to keep with them. But then I thought, actually, you are hanging on there to potentially take victory. Did you see victory there? Could you think you could actually win this one?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like when I was just tracking back, I had pace. I knew I had pace. I felt like I was so slow. But yeah, no, I had pace, and I knew that.
Well, it does mean that those finishing positions for both of you, not that you needed that many points, and keep your eye on the stream, folks, does mean that Mercedes are our Constructors Champions for Season 4 as well. So the complete double for both of you. Huge congratulations from us here in the commentary box. Thanks for a brilliant season. And will you both be back for Season 5?
That's for sure.
Well, some would say I need to be, but
who would say that? Who would say that? All right. Thank you, guys. Yes. Brilliant season. And we'll speak to you again very soon. Have a well-deserved break.
Andrew, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, let's go. M. Dorling is still in the Aston Martin garage, so I'm going to say a quick one last hello to M. Dorling here.
Hello.
So, I see Obo has disappeared from the garage. Do you know what happened to him into turn 1? Did you just misjudge it?
I believe he misjudged braking. I believe.
It was looking like a very strong race for Obo, for sure. But you managed to get back in the fight there, and it looked so congested between the 7 of you. I don't think I've seen it that tight between so many drivers in this league ever, for so many laps as well. I mean, how was it for you? You must have been looking left, right and centre. Wouldn't have known where to look next.
No, I mean, I think a few of the guys have said in the Discord chat, it is literally impossible to overtake. Everyone was saving their battery in Sector 2, where it was near enough impossible to get past, and then dumping all the ERS on both the DRS straights, so it was just impossible to get through. I've never seen this league so close, exactly as you just said.
It was great fun to watch, really was. Yeah, I think a lot of people enjoy watching that one back. Well, thanks for contributing to that entertainment today, and also for all the work you've done throughout the season with the GFR Insights. Very much appreciated, and it's good to have you here.
More than welcome, Mark, and thanks goes to you for your commentary. Awesome as always.
You're too kind. Thank you, my good friend. All right, well, I'll let you go and have a well-deserved rest, and we'll see you at some point in the not-too-distant future, hopefully.
Absolutely. Not going anywhere, Mark. Take care.
Speak soon. Bye. Let me head back into the commentary box. I'll walk back out the pit lane, and we'll rejoin my co-commentator, Toby, as we look to close out our activities here for what has been, I think, I said this to my family earlier today. I think this has been one of the most enjoyable seasons to commentate on with GeForce Racing. We haven't had perhaps the massive grids that we've had in previous seasons, but we have had the quality of driving, and my huge thanks to all the drivers who've played a huge role in making this a really, really entertaining season 4. Toby, from what you've saw today, has it been a good one?
If this had been the quality throughout the season, then yes, this would have been a great season to watch.
I thoroughly recommend you go and watch some of the reruns from the previous races. They would be well worth taking a look at. And folks, they're all available to you on my YouTube channel. Link is on the Twitch channel. Head over there, subscribe. You'll get notified whenever we release a new video. And indeed, each episode of Dawling's GFR Digest goes on there as well. Something to listen to on your way to or home from work or school, or however you consume your media content. So that is it, folks. We have reached the end of season 4. I think I've probably said that way too many times today. Huge congratulations to, let's do it one more time, shall we? We'll head over and press the button one more time. So to Desaves, who is our victor of season 4 in his first ever GFR championship. Congratulations to Jakob, and of course congratulations to Mercedes, who take victory in the Constructors' Championship. Massive congratulations to both of those drivers, but also to all of our drivers to contributing here on M1 Racing into the GeForce Racing League. What's next? Well, Ironman continues. Next race on February the 16th, Sunday, February the 16th. If you'd like to come and be part of our Ironman League, hit the Discord link, head over there. SS7 will sign you up, and you'll be able to drive on track with the folks, many of the folks that you saw here today in the Elite League. The Ironman is 100% race, so a real test of stamina. You even get to race alongside me. Season 5 will be starting in, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks' time, around about end of February, early March. If you want to get involved, be a driver, be part of the FIA, you want to be part of the media team, however you want to get involved, maybe come and join me in the commentary box. You'd be very welcome. Head over to the Discord, sign up over there, and come and say hi. We're going to have some Wednesday friendlies. I think that's the plan, just to fill the gap a little bit as we prepare for season 5. So if you want to get involved in those, and we may well have a special, if I can get everything together, awards day for season 4. We might talk about most improved driver, best driver, most entertaining moment, best overtake. We'll see. That could be a bit of fun. I'll keep you posted on that, and the best way to find out is hit that follow button here on the Twitch channel, or the subscribe button on YouTube, and we'll let you know when we are going live. All right, I've got to close with some thank yous. Firstly, to my fellow commentators, to Monty, to Toby, and of course the inimitable David T, who joined me during season 4. Thank you guys for being a part of the commentary team here on M1 Racing. To all of our drivers who took part in season 4, our past champions, our new champions, and those newcomers to GeForce Racing. To SS7 for running the league so fantastically well. to M. Dorling and Obo for the GFR digest material, and my colleagues in the FIA. They don't get much of a mention, but Matthew, David T, Predestinato, Mint Block, T-Man, thank you for your contributions to the FIA and trying to keep a handle on our rowdy bunch of drivers. And last but by no means least, to all you folks who watch here on M1 Racing week on week, thank you ever so much for your support, particularly to my subscribers. David T, you are a legend. Thank you, my friend. We won't be gone for long, so hit that follow or the subscribe button and I'll let you know when we are live again. Until the start of Season 5, stay safe and we'll see you all very, very soon on M1 Racing with the GeForce Racing League. Bye for now all.